ellexarmy, and welcome back. Today we're wrapping up our 3-part series all about sexual empowerment for the aspiring goddess with some tips for you boys. I talked to you ladies specifically last week on how you can start building your own sexual confidence and really getting in tune with your divine femininity. But the question has also come in from the male counterpart. As a male submissive, what can I do to bolster my FemDom's sexual confidence? What can I do as she's getting started with this? If she is a shy switch, if she is new to this, just dipping her toes in the FemDom waters, how can I, as her male counterpart, boost her confidence so she can really step into this and own this? First one is to eliminate comparison. I touched on this briefly last week, that comparison is an intimacy killer because comparison is a confidence killer. We see this all the time when it comes to social media, how we will compare our behind the scenes, what we know about ourselves, how we know how we look when we wake up without our hair done and our makeup done and all that. We'll compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reels, all the photos that have been airbrushed and photoshopped and tweaked and touched up and filtered perfectly. And so we have this cultural problem, this cultural epidemic really of just constant and chronic comparison. We're looking at how many likes we have to how many likes they have, how many followers we have to how many followers they have. It's all about compare. And that comparison has become a social standard for how we measure our own success, and we've got to knock it off because we're bringing this same mentality, this comparative mentality into our relationships, and it's fueling insecurity and it's fueling disconnection. So ditch the comparison. In prepping for this video, I ran across a great quote that said, "I won't let anything through my door that might make my wife feel insecure or start to question the relationship." That is wisdom right there, and you do not have to be married to reap the benefits of that wisdom. Shut down any door that would cause insecurity or fear in the heart of yourself or your partner. And this could mean certain social media accounts that you have to unfollow or that you have to block, certain people that you should stop speaking to now that you are with your partner, etc. There are just certain boundaries that you need to uphold, and those boundaries need to be discussed between you and your partner. Just have an honest conversation. Hey, this makes me feel insecure. Can we shut this down? I mentioned last week porn. Porn is it's all fake. You will not learn anything beneficial from porn, and you will certainly bring some destructive and disconnecting patterns into your relationship through that open door of comparison. So close the doors on comparison. Another great way to start empowering your FemDom gentleman is to offer affirmation. Not just tell her what you like about her, but why. Why do you like her passion? Why do you like her strength? Why do you like her feistiness? Why do you like her energy? What about it when she gets in that headspace and looks at you with that look and tells you to come here? What about that just drives you wild? Tell her that. This is an into me you see moment, gentlemen, and this is your opportunity to really get vulnerable, really start stepping into that vulnerable, submissive headspace and tell your female dominant partner, baby, this is what I love about you. This is what I love when you get feisty and empowered and sexually dominant. It does this to me, it does this to me, whatever. Tell her what reaction it stirs up within you. She'll have a lot of insecurities because a lot of us women who are boisterous, who are independent, who are vocal, who will lay down the law, who will set some boundaries, we are often perceived as bitches, as cold, as harsh, as heartless. Some of the most tough, strong, seemingly closed off women that you will meet have been incredibly vulnerable and incredibly hurt in that vulnerability. And so they're just done. They're either done being vulnerable and they're like, fuck this, I'm done, or they're too still hurt and damaged to be vulnerable again. So keep that in mind, gentlemen. That might be a hang up as she's stepping into this of going, will he really actually like it if I do just not give a shit? And if I do just really, really step into my own here, will he really like it? Or will he just say that he likes it, but it'll turn him off? Next tip, gentlemen, is to be receptive to instruction. All right, now, what I mean by this, you need to just clear your little head, clear your mind of all reference points of how to please a woman, and listen to your FemDom. Pull out your little notebook. If you're old school like me, get out your phone, get out whatever you need to do, and take notes on what she likes, how to please her. Does she like being touched a certain way, or would she rather you use a toy? Or would she rather you use your tongue or your lips or whatever? How does she specifically? Do not use porn as a reference. You will fail miserably. Woo. Do not use your ex or any ex as a reference. You be receptive to her direction, her definitions, her redefining some things. I'm just gonna throw this one out there. You and your FemDom partner might start entering into this, and she's really starting to get empowered, and she may drop some knowledge on you that you this whole time, because she's been into this performative receiving, so she's been leading you astray, and that's shame on her, ladies. I told you not to do that. But this whole time she's been like leading you astray, giving all these breadcrumbs about, oh, these fake moans and these fake gestures, and so you've been going down this path, and then she tells you when she's finding the section empowered, actually, that doesn't do it for me. This is what does. At that point, ladies, if you have just been faking it and lying, you need to get humble and you need to apologize and you need to go, this is how I really feel about these things. And I'm sorry that I lied to you out of insecurity and out of my own sexual codependency, but this is how I really feel about things. So men, you may run into that. Ooh, you may. And at that point, be receptive, be humble, be understanding. Okay, she hid some true desires because she was scared. Now we're empowering her. Now she's feeling confident. Now she's actually telling me the truth about some things. So men, you might run into that. I hope you don't, ladies. I hope you've been good. But if you did, ladies, if you were a little codependent and you have kind of led him astray, now is the time to be truthful and to define how you receive pleasure, or redefine how you receive pleasure. And just how I said for the ladies last week that feedback does not mean failure, same thing for you, gentlemen. When your lady redirects you, guides you, corrects you, says, ooh, I like it better like this, or more here or less here, or whatever, that doesn't mean you failed. That doesn't mean you are doing anything wrong. It means she trusts you, and she's actually extending an invitation to beckon you into her own sexuality, to her own sexual experience. And that's a great honor. She wants you to be involved in her pleasure, and that's why she's saying, this is actually what makes me feel good. She may not be the perfect communicator right off the bat, gentlemen. So you may have to be very, very submissive and patient and, goddess, I understand. I am here to worship you. I'm here to serve you. If we got some correction, if we got some feedback, great. Take it as an honor. She's beckoning you in to her sexual experience. It doesn't mean you failed, doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. There's just room for improvement. You don't know what you don't know, and she's gifting you with that knowledge. Now, this point shouldn't be too tricky for the true submissive men, but for you switches, for you switch men, for you typically dominant men who really just want to switch here with your FemDom partner, this one is especially for you. Communicate, don't direct. Now, we talked about this in week 1 about how there is a big difference between you as the male dominant partner wanting a FemDom role play in which you guide, you lead, you direct, you're essentially topping from the bottom, to initiate a FemDom role play. Very, very different than if you're actually wanting a true FemDom experience. If you are wanting a true FemDom experience, communicate your limits, communicate your enjoyments, but leave it up to her. Do not direct. Try not to go into this with expectations. You know what? If you're super into chastity and the first few sessions she does not lock you up, you know what? Thank her. Thank her for what she did do to you. Thank her for the opportunity to give her pleasure in those sessions. You see what I'm saying? It's not about you. And that's the true test here. Are you actually wanting the FemDom experience in which she can lock you up when she wants to lock you up, or she can keep you free if she wants to keep you free? She can peg you if she wants, or if she doesn't, she doesn't. But you do not get to call the shots. And that, boys, is the litmus test. Do you actually want the true FemDom experience in which Goddess gets what she wants when she wants it? Or do you actually want the role play where you want to be pegged and you want to tell her when and how to do it? And our final point here, boys, is to obey enthusiastically. The more enthusiasm you show in your response, the more it's going to boost her confidence. Like what I was talking about earlier in this video, how she will probably be carrying a lot of insecurity about stepping into her own power. He claims he wants it, but if I actually do it, it's gonna drive him away like it drives every other man away. She might be grappling with some of that insecurity. She trusts you. She trusts that you really want to see her empowered, really want to see her just throw caution to the wind and call the shots. But she may still be struggling with that inner voice. Will he really like it? So the more enthusiastically you obey, the better off she will be. The more of a response she sees from you, and sexually too. I mean, don't hold back your arousal. If she does something that arouses you, let her see the effect that it has on you. It will boost her confidence. But more so, anytime she gives you an instruction, gives you a direction, gives you a command, you obey. And you do not just obey, but you go out of your way to show enthusiasm. My philosophy as a Dom that I threw out all the time is obedience delayed is obedience denied. I don't fuck around when I'm in Dom space. And obedience delayed, to me, is obedience denied. If I tell you to do something and you do what you want first, or you don't show me the enthusiasm that I deserve to be shown when I am leading you, that's obedience denied. So the more enthusiasm you show in your response, not just sexually, but in your eagerness and your enthusiasm to just serve. If she wants her feet massaged, show just as much enthusiasm for that as if she goes, I want to peg you now. You know what I mean? Even if they have a little bit different hierarchy on your personal enjoyment scale, you are here to serve her. And if you really want her to embrace this, if you really want her to start stepping into this role, then she has got to be convinced that you truly, truly enjoy this. Not just you enjoy getting your way, but you enjoy her getting her way.